everyone, it's Ash here and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you guys how to meal plan for your family or just for yourself if you just live alone or with a small share house family or whatever your family situation. I'm going to show you guys how to meal plan for your family and just giving 5 of my favorite tips for creating healthy eating habits. So tip 1 is that I start my planning with my diary. Now you guys can use whatever works for you. I like my diary because I take it everywhere with me and it's a really nice big diary. So it's got lots of page space, so I've got plenty of room in it. Some of the other things that you might be able to use are like a whiteboard because then it's always up on your wall so you can view it, or a chalkboard. You could even put it on your iPhone or laptop and then email it to yourself. So once again, it makes it really easy to access at any point of the day. Wherever you decide to put your planning, just make sure it works for you and your situation. Okay, so when you're planning, you want to create a column for each day of the week and then a row for every meal that you're going to have that day. Now you can go super OCD with that and plan every single meal. This is something that's really helpful if you're wanting to do like a weight loss type thing because there's a lot of control there. Or if you have little kids and you want to make sure that you're not just giving them, you know, quick, easy snacks, like you're well prepared in advance to give them good, wholesome, healthy snacks. So it depends what you want to get out of your meal plan, but I like to plan quite a few meals. So I've got my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then we've got our breakfast, morning tea, lunch, afternoon tea, and dinner. Of course, you might want to have snacks around that, and it's always good to have a little list of snacks that you would like to have on top of that to make sure that you've got them in the house and, you know, they're always on hand. But these are sort of the main categories that you would start with. And then you're just going to go through and list all of the recipes or meals that you would like to have for that day. This is a really, really good tip, you guys. I know it sounds like it's really control freaky, but it's particularly helpful on those days where you get home and you're like, what am I gonna cook? It's right there, it's already done for you. You already have the ingredients. It's much easier to go so long as you get in that good habit of actually sitting down and planning out your meals to start with. Now we all have those days that are, you know, just really, really busy and you don't really have time to prepare meals. So I find it's always good to put a little star or a little dot on those days so you can know that you need to prepare ahead of time, or you can schedule easier meals for that day. I like to prepare ahead of time and have a meal that you've cooked earlier in the week, or a meal that you've cooked earlier in the week and made an excess of that you can put in the freezer to have later. So once you've gone ahead and put in every single little meal and snack for the week, you can go ahead and create an ingredient list that you can use to take shopping with you to go and make sure that you've got everything in the house. So I find this is really easy if you do it off to the side of your meal plan. That way you can always refer back to your meal plan and be like, okay, I'm gonna need, you know, 3 cans of tomatoes for that day, and that day, and I'm gonna need a tub of cream for that day. And I just find it's really easy to refer back to your meal plan to use that. And I find it's a much more budget-friendly way of doing your groceries as well, because you're only buying foods that you know you're going to consume, rather than buying things and then not using them and then they go off and go to waste. This will also make your grocery shopping experience much, much faster and much more streamlined. So, you know, who's not gonna wanna do that? The next step is preparation. So this sort of goes a little bit back to what I was talking about when you have those busy days and you wanna prepare some meals ahead of time. You can prepare all of your meals ahead of time if you wanted. Like if you had a free day on Sunday, a few hours free, you could literally smash out every single meal for that week if you wanted. If that's not your thing, you can still do that on a lesser scale. So if you make an excess of dinner the night before or 2 nights before, just put what is left over into a container. Make sure you label it, of course, with the date and what the food is, and put it in the fridge or freezer to give to your partner or yourself the next day for lunch. You can also do this with entire family meals. Like if you were to prepare double the meal on one night, then you could put it into an extra large container, date it, label it, pop it in the freezer, and have that the following week at some point. That can completely cut out an entire dinner for you. I found this particularly helpful when I was preparing to have a baby. So in the couple of days or weeks before I was due to have each of my children, I prepared lots of meals and stored them in the freezer. So once baby was born, we had so many meals ready to eat that I didn't have to worry about cooking anything with a brand new baby. Tip number 4 would be portion control. So one thing that I have picked up along the way, which I find particularly helpful in terms of creating healthy snack habits and controlling your portions, is to have snack baskets. I have 3 baskets, each labeled 1, 2, 3, and in the first basket you can put like your more healthier fruits and vegetable type snacks. In the second basket you can put things like crackers and muesli bars and other sort of semi-healthy foods. And then in the third basket, you can go and put the sweeter foods like a packet of biscuits or a little packet of chippies or a lollipop or an extra little treat. So when the kids come to me and they're like, "Mummy, I want something to eat," I say, okay, you can go to basket 1 and pick something from basket 1. And then if they're still hungry after that, they can have something from basket 2. And then if they're still hungry after that, they can have something from basket 3. I find this is a really great mechanism to use because you'll find that your kids aren't just eating because they feel like eating. Like they're eating because they are actually hungry and they're eating good sustainable foods before they get to the sort of junky treat foods. This is a really good tip to work for you as well. I know it takes a lot of willpower to not go for that third basket and have the lolly snakes. That's like my major thing that I struggle with, not eating lolly snakes. But if you go and do it in that order, you are filling yourself up a lot better and you're encouraging yourself to eat better foods. And lastly, tip number 5 is to develop good habits. I know like all of the stuff that I'm saying in this video might sound a little bit excessive to some. To me, when I first discovered meal planning, I was like, wow, like who has time to sit down and write out all your meals and all that kind of stuff? It just seems like a lot of effort and something that you just wouldn't be able to get into a good habit of doing easily. But once you do, you guys, it makes life so much more easy. It really does take a lot of time out of deciding what to cook and getting out all of your ingredients and then having to run to the shop because you haven't got ingredients. It really does cut out a lot of time if you do allocate that time at the beginning of the week to plan out all of your meals. And in terms of using meal planning for weight loss, I highly recommend it. It's a great way to develop healthy eating habits and eliminate the not so healthy go-to foods that you're often mostly drawn to if you're anything like me. Anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it. I want to hear from you guys what your tips are to creating healthy eating habits and how you guys like to incorporate meal planning into your week. Don't forget to hit subscribe if you love these videos and make sure to follow me on Snapchat because I'm finally on there and I'm really excited about it. I think it's a really cool way for you guys to see what I'm doing in my day before they go up in the daily vlogs. Anyway, you guys, thanks again for watching and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!